feels good to say that again. We assembled the group, the powers that be, Gessimus being the owner of this chapter and being a little bit of a rebellious natured fellow, decided to put his resources on the literal front lines to try to make things somewhat right, at least, in Aurora's Rest. With him also being a business person, it is clear that he is also certainly financially and reward motivated for all this, but he gathers his troops. Before anybody else gives him the green light, he starts to pull the trigger on putting up a defense and trying to make the next step be a slap to Fire's face. He gathers his people, including you, and gets everybody moving north to go into the belly of the beast and either go knock on the front door loudly or to try to progress inward to retrieve the location device that Passport and Eve developed in order to find where new graphs are popping up and maybe use that as a strategic radar for where Fire might try to expand now that it's clear that they can touch into these fire rifts or fire graphs and exert dominion over the creatures that come out of it. So this moment we are following those on the stealth mission, going through Albiadala's tower, which seemed to be one of the ones that was available as Cressida kept examining what was possible and not broken down on the teleportation circle side. And Dro, Margot, Haru, Seamus, and Barrick, and who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing somebody in that list.
Noah's playing.
Noah's characters are both on a different adventure. Mm-hmm. They are both going to knock on the front doors.
Yeah, Warden's staying behind to protect the ships, and Luneth wants to settle a blood debt.
Mm-hmm.
Necromancy,
as 16-year-olds are prone to do. Okay, so this is the story time. This is the downtime moment as you guys are preparing and going up the hill as far as you can. I believe we left off that everybody had already gone to Final Fletch, which is a bit of a ghost town at this point, other than the army coming in. Much of Final Fletch's lifeblood was like, hey, last stop before Aurora's Rest via airship. That's a bit of a hub, a marketing and trading opportunity, and now that doesn't really matter. There's still some functionality there, but as you get in, the once glorious, incredible place is nearly evacuated. So you have some downtime in the ship. You have some downtime, a little bit of downtime as things assemble at Final Fletch, and then you've also got some downtime on the march up to the city. And Cressida, I'll leave this one up to you. Strategically, you can teleport in from anywhere. Would you want to travel up with the frontline army, or just let them progress and you stay behind with this little squad?
I think traveling with the frontline army at the rear of the army would make the most sense. So as soon as they begin to engage, that distraction's enough to like start drawing fire towards the force, and we know exactly when that's happening. So we can be at the rear of the army, teleporting. So that gives us also a lot more time for RP.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it does. Okay. So, does anybody have a preference of like, does anybody have any downtime items that they want to do during any one of those three kind of legs of the journey? We'll start in order of sequence. Anybody RP downtime moments on the Gale?
Protector is going to attempt to look at his gun yet again and figure out why it decided he was the chosen one. A couple months ago.
Okay. Give me an insight check. This is a self-insight check to examine that moment and to really ponder on what was going on there.
13.
13. Overall, you're not sure entirely like what made that moment different. You've protected people before, and you've been desperate before. So why this time? And what do you remember about that moment for yourself? Like, what's the forefront of Protector's thoughts on like as he's trying to replay it in his head?
At that time, he was sober. So in his mind, he is just, as he's replying it in his mind, he's just trying to think like, did it have to do with my inebriation? Did it have to do with desperation? But like, I've been sober before and shot a gun. It's not gone big and blammy, so
Yeah.
They kind of leaning more towards being in a good mood and being hopeful and sober as the reason.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. All right, so Protector spend some time pondering there. Anybody else for the ship?
This is among the 3 days, right?
Yeah, so I'll be honest, I don't remember what the timeline was that I spoke to last time, but essentially you've got about a day and a half leaving Allegory going up to Final Fletch via airship, and then you've got maybe a half a day of mobilization as everybody gathers cargo or like takes cargo off, starts moving it around, gets it kind of situated for who needs what's going where, who is going where, and like the coordination efforts there. So you guys probably arrive in Final Fletch kind of like mid-evening, and then for the rest of the day and into like the late morning, everybody is like moving boxes. Even many of you are probably like roped into helping like move stuff around. And you eventually get to the point where like it's all kind of quiet. They want everybody to get some rest so they're fresh for the encounter. And then kind of like early morning, after it's not too stupidly frigid cold, the marching up the hill will begin. That's probably like 2 days march. Lots and lots of thermal cubes and like, our machines that have like snow plows with heat magic on the front to melt pathways through the snow so people can actually walk through. A little bit like a Zamboni meets a snow plow in one. Like it takes like the plow like carves out the space and creates a bit of a tunnel in the snow, like maybe about 4 feet high, so Margot can't see over the top of it, but everybody else can. And then it kind of like smooths out like a a trail that is not slippery and icy, but it's kind of like rough, so that people's boots and traction can work properly on it.
Pardon me. I think in the time where I'd imagine the group is helping unload stuff and getting everything situated, and right before the night before the march, I think Dro will look for Yaslin and pull her to the side.
Okay.
Out of the way of everybody. So, I know you like a good fight. And I learned talking you out of that is not the best. So instead, I want you to make me a promise. We both are going into our own battles. But make me a promise we both walk out of this alive.
I will do my best.
Lily, you're a little quiet.
Oh,
Your mic
hello?
probably-
Is this
That's
better?
That's better.
Wonderful. I think she sort of chuckles. I'll do my best, Dro. I was raised a warrior, and it would be foolish of me to assume that every battle I go into wouldn't be my last, because it could be. But I understand that you're worried. I have been reckless in the past, but I will do my best to be careful.
You do know the whole point of this frontal attack is just a distraction. Nothing to prove.
Say that to the other two.
Just gonna look for the other two.
There might be kind of a bet going on at who can kill the most. I'm just saying.
Talking about like Delphine and Thorak.
Yeah, Delphine Thorak. There might be
Delphine's like standing with her armor in front of Thorax. She's like, hit me, it's really good. Just hit the armor.
I feel like he would be doing it though too.
there might be a bet that's happening.
Those two are interesting. But a sort of relief at the same time, knowing they're with you. Last time we left this city, we left without somebody. I don't want to experience that for a third time.
Shit.
Yeah, you did this, Morgan.
Damn, dude, I wasn't expecting to get the feels on my side today. Whew.
After we steal this device, which, in full confidence, with Seamus on our side, I feel is very possible. And we help him follow this lead. And if there's ever time for a break,
With this group, unlikely.
I want to hear about your family. What you can share and are willing to share.
We both make it out alive, I'll do you one better, and I'll show you.
Did Q just ask to meet the parents? Or did Dro?
Just kind of grin. All right. So, the sooner we steal this, the sooner we get back. I don't know how I feel about stealing. Well,
It's technically, it's not really stealing, because isn't it belong to the city, and the city's just taking it back.
that's a way to say. I mean, I think the only stealing I've done is a loaf of bread here and there as a kid. So I don't think this is like stealing a loaf of bread, but I'm hoping. Just kind of glance over to wherever Seamus is if he sees him. I would imagine he has a pointer or two. And for Margot, she'll make it out this time. I still owe her answers on her brother. So, I think before people come looking, we might want to get back to helping. Kind of look over the two meatheads. Because I think they're done helping.
You're probably right. The supplies isn't going to carry itself.
No, it isn't. And Dro is just going to pull Yaslin close and kiss her on the forehead.
I think she gives him a tight squeeze and whispers in his ear, "Be safe out there. And don't do anything I wouldn't do."
Doesn't that always get us in trouble?
Maybe.
I'll walk back with Yaslin to help with the supplies.
Okay. Anybody else? We are in final fletch at this point. Things are underway, about ready to kick off for the final stage as things go on and marching.
Lunith is just going to be practicing her magic throughout, trying to understand it better, so that way she doesn't immediately get on the battlefield and make everyone want to eat each other.
Esma would have been trying to help over the last few days, just try to guide you in your magic, give you tricks and pointers about, I don't know, feel the flow of the arcane or some weird nerdy shit like that. But yeah, she would absolutely be trying to help. And I think Margot would have, the entire time they were on the ship, she would have been incredibly elusive, just like sleeping behind the crates, trying to stay away from everyone, and even like here with the bustle of people, I think she's trying to stay as far from the crowd as possible because it's a lot of noise and a lot of people for somebody who's only been around one person for the last 6 years. And she also doesn't trust her magic, so she's just trying to stay as separate from everyone as she can.
Is she hiding? Out of curiosity.
Yeah.
She's not hiding. She's just trying to keep everyone at a safe distance.
At some point, Seamus would want to do some kind of standing over a map, talking about what we're gonna do, what the building is like, what the entrance points are, what the egress points are, like what does it mean to like steal this thing? Are we trying to go in so that they don't know that it was taken? Are we smash and grabbing? Like what's the how are we doing this?
So, Troy, remind me, were you with us when we went to Hasport's Tower the first time?
No.
And you met Eve, and that's where she
Right.
did legend lore spell on
Yeah.
the drone.
That might have been where I left.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
The next morning, I think there was a note from Seamus.
Okay, yep, that's right.
So yes.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm gonna throw in some items back into. Oops. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so just as a recap, the target is Hasport's Tower, the Gate of Worlds. And that is not your entry point. You are entering into Aldiadala's Tower, as it happens to be one of the ones that is... Oh boy, where did I put that image? Happens to be one of the ones that is currently available, like on as far as like testing out different marks and whatnot. Hasport's Tower is a constantly shifting, kind of like a labyrinthine tower where the pieces and everything like continue to shift, and they create entire setups of like runes and magic circles within the body of the tower itself, and it changes and changes and changes and changes. And from your time that you spent there last time, you get an idea that those changes are trying to connect to different energies in order to create gates and to make connections to outside energy sources. That is essentially where the name comes from. And that's where you're going. So shifty labyrinth style is the destination. The entry point is Albiadala's Tower. And it is called the Braid of Eternity. And much like her own self, the tower reflects the 8 different cardinal elements simultaneously. Clicking, clicking, clicking. There we go. Oops, wrong channel. I'll delete that and I'll put that in the notes. Now, from what she explains, the Braid of Eternity. So, Margot, I'll start there first. When you first came into Aurora's Rest, you popped your eyes and looked at the city. And there were, the Aurora was going on, kind of like a disgusting amount of magical energy floated around the city, right?
Yes.
And you specifically saw some of the energies was like tracked from the Aurora and how thin the veil is there, and it was drawn into various wizarding towers, right?
Mm-hmm.
As she describes this, you remember seeing this one as like the most, not necessarily the biggest draw, but the draw with the most variety to it. There is one large tower with 8 separate towers, different parapets up there, and each one of them kind of siphons and sucks and filters out specific elemental energy and then draws it into that specific tower. You saw you saw all the cardinal elements represented. You saw dark being filtered into one tower. You saw air and earth and fire and all the other ones filtered into their own separate parapet. That's what you saw from far away. She explains that the overall purpose of her tower is to create simulated environments where she can try to imitate the elements in their natural habitat in order to understand them on a more subconscious, intellectual, spiritual level. Like, she wants to understand the elements from across the board because her intention has always been to break the case of the lost history of Aeon. The original days were not documented well, and the those that possibly did document are either dead or rejected off the planet. So she's trying to piece together how things came to be in the first place through mental imitation of the literal creators of the world. That's the entire point of her entire tower, her line of research, and her staff. That's a very high level general gist. Any questions on that portion?
What type of people would we find in the tower? Like, is there guards moving around? Are there, like, what kind of people or creatures would normally move about these towers?
Normally, it would be mostly staff. A few like elemental constructs, kind of a fusion between two different types of monsters. Large statues with fire affinity to guard that particular tower. Different environments, natural beasts that wouldn't exist inside of an environment that would cultivate and work for as if it was like in the air territory, and same with water and whatnot. You'll see a lot of of things that you'll see a lot of things as if you were walking into like the territory of the dark, kind of like you'd walk into the Underdark. Not that that's necessarily a canon setting here. And you'd walk into like an elemental plane, things like that. So more or less, if it was a normal day, there'd be people and staff walking to and from the research centers to these environments where they can simulate things. But besides the staff, wild habitat of each of the elements is really like one of the key factors of this place. So I know that doesn't really necessarily cover the question that you asked, Seamus, but that's kind of like the high level overview. Albeit Dala explains that you'll be transported into. I'll switch over to roleplay for a sec. As you arrive, you'll drop into the center of a chamber that is the intersection of these simulated environments. You'll be able to go into the different areas of the tower from that point, and I'll be able to give you some guidance on how to leave there and get to Hasport's tower as efficiently as possible. However, I do not believe that I should be going with you. My nature, as I've mentioned before, I am a theoretically perfectly balanced mutation between the bloodlines, all of the cardinal elements. I am legitimately concerned that if I am near one of their higher ups, it will start to pull me in their direction. And I do not want to become a subject of my biology and turn against those I hold dear. I would love to come, but I do not believe it's safe. There is a call. There is a innate, built-in respect that the elements have for those who are higher up in their chains. It is a biological pull that is incredibly hard to resist for those who are of those particular factions. Doesn't make them slaves or mindless, but it gives them the compulsion to help move the cause along. And they took my home. While I do not believe that fire is entirely evil, those who are there have proven that this batch of them very much so are. Or at least those in control are. I do not want to help them. As far as strategy goes, do what you need. If crashing your way through my tower gets you to what you need to do faster, feel free to do so. If you can leave it intact, that'd be great. If you can sabotage anything that they're trying to use that they've stolen from me, feel free. And when you get to Hasports, be careful to not get lost. And be delicate with the machine. It will likely take quite a bit of reconfiguring to make it functional outside of his tower, with the gates being enhanced by the tower itself. The more damage it takes, the less functional it will be upon arrival. And the more time we will have to spend on getting it back up and running.
How big is the device?
About the size of a decent tree.
I'm sorry, did you say a tree?
Yes.
So I won't be just slipping it into my pocket and walking out of there.
Not your pocket, but as you get it disconnected and put it, it's quite possible to put it into a specialized dimensional bag.
Wow.
Hear
Haru walks in and
this
just says,
conversation. Well, ideally, I will be able to do the teleportation from that room, so we can just pop on back to Allegory.
Does teleport respect objects that are not on your person?
No, they have to be on your person still, but like,
Oh, so we just
it's not like we have to like take it and then get out and get somewhere. We just need to break it down, make sure everybody has an object on their person, and then teleport out.
What could go wrong?
And all form the head.
I think Haru would step into the meeting at some point while they're discussing the strategy and ask, the towers, do they have security against intruders?
More like restrictive access. This is As I look back at what happened to our city, I cannot help but admonish us for our hubris. It was a city of scholars, powerful scholars. But if you put someone who's a incredible mage in a spire and ask them to discover the secrets of the world, they will, if that is their predilection. And they will focus on nearly nothing else. As a whole, we were not a city of warriors. We were not a city of battle of casters. She looks over at Cressida. We're a city of nerds.
Well, that's not inaccurate. We were not prepared for a fight. And we should have been.
Yes, we should
Our
have been.
pride. Our pride was our downfall.
Yes, so to answer your question, yes then. Not much. More like access security, not defend against intruders security.
I think the biggest issue we'll face in Hasport's Tower is its ever-changing nature.
Just break through the walls.
The walls are malleable there.
I'm sure you guys will find a way. We'll buy you time.
What table does I assume Cressida knows the way from Abidala to Hasport's Tower.
Primarily, yeah, you've got enough history and like you have enough contact with these two in particular that you have a bit of a mental map of the way that you could go.
I will say above table, could Cressida have done a contingency spell over the last 3 days?
Hey, what's up?
Prepared. Contingency? Prepared contingency. It's like,
Familiar.
contingency lets her essentially store one spell.
Yeah, I know.
Perfect. I'm storing skill. I'm storing Fizban's Platinum Shield.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna think about what I'm storing. But I did a contingency.
I take it back. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can make that choice as long as it's before we begin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Seamus, you do have like a general map of like how to go into the tower, how to leave the area, how to transfer yourself over to a Hassport's Tower. And then a lot of it is like none of you, Cressida and Albiadala has probably the best idea of how to navigate Hassport's Tower. And she kind of high level gives you this detail that's like, you have to understand where you want to go and impress that on the tower with a few steps of how to get there. And it will rearrange itself to lead you there. If you're if you are not clear on your intention, your path will not be clear either. and it can be treacherous. Any additional questions or thoughts that you want to get into? Before we continue on?
What's the likeliness of non-fire army people there? Like, are there innocents that are going to be milling about?
Ingen will join in at this point and kind of speak up on this. We don't expect much for civilian surviving. It's most are probably killed. There are probably plenty who are enslaved. Be a bit of a waste. Strategically speaking, it's not my personal view that if you've got a group of people, especially capable ones, like as the general masses were in Aurora's Rest, it'd be a shame to not find a way to utilize their abilities. So, as you're going in the towers, likely not much for finding those who won't come back. I think most likely we'll find those on our side, not you. Strategically, one of the military tactics for having expendable people or slaves is putting them on the front line so your people don't have to go down. As a bit of a buffer, which is something we've discussed internally, and we're all frankly sick about it. All of our people have orders to incapacitate rather than kill if it's one of our own. Even at the risk of sabotage or spies. We'll take that risk so we don't have to slaughter our own people.
I think while this conversation's been going on, I think Dro would have made an attempt to kind of sneak in without drawing a whole lot of attention. Probably besides Seamus, because Seamus is looking in that direction. But Dro would go back to the crates and just kind of sit and listen. And when we get this device and we leave, how do we inform the front line to retreat?
Got communication devices for that. I think last time, each of you got a sending stone.
Correct.
Yeah, so
Dro will pull that out. And what if these don't work?
frickin' Thor is in my head. Send a raven.
Worst case scenario, if needed, I can do this spell 3 times and go to the front, but that would be if I did not use all my magic.
What spell are you referring to?
Teleportation.
And there we go. That's Cressida, what's your intention on the escape plan? If you were going to, if you're teleporting out of Passport's laboratory to where?
We have to go to Allegory. I haven't had a year to build a whole damn year to build a teleportation circle on Protector's ship. The closest, safest teleportation circle we know is Allegory. That she knows as well.
Fair enough. Okay. As you talk about that, and they start to come up with a plan. Like, that's a good point. Like, what if there's like communication jamming, essentially? And they will essentially like light the towers of Gondor, or the beacons of Gondor, and like send a series of like explosions up the mountain to signal the task is complete, and for that to be a retreat.
Right, that makes sense.
When in doubt, blow things up.
Exactly.
Sounds like a wonderful plan. I love it.
I think this whole time, like as the conversation's going and people are chiming in, Joe's just kind of looking at Seamus. I think trying to reassure himself that they can do this because he's here. But mostly remaining silent in the back.
Is it called the graph opening location device?
No, it's a detector of graphs. That is not opening graphs is not possible.
Asking if
Your friend misspoke.
Seamus, are you asking if the acronym is GOLD?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even get that. Cressa didn't get it either. That's what she says.
Albeit dollars, like, I don't remember the official name of it. I believe it was about 84 syllables long, though.
With passport, likely.
I think calling it the graft opening location device is perfectly fine. I can see the wheels in Seamus's head just going.
Above table, did we ever confirm if he's dead? Passport? Or just
We have
missing?
not.
Okay.
Okay. Any final thoughts or prep?
Yes.
Ow. Sorry.
Oh, you don't have that feature on your forge. Okay. Cressida would like to find Luna before we leave. And bring her broom of flying. And just tell Lunith, I know you want to be on the front line. You have a certain debt you hope to bleed out of the enemy. You are young, so I can understand your ambitions and desires in that, but should the battle turn for the worse, I want you to get on this and fly back to Final Fletch as quickly as possible. Don't worry about anyone else but yourself. She's going to give Luna the Broom of Flying.
Lunith will take it, but with a little bit of a mumble and grumble, as if your mom's like, "Now don't go to high school without your backpack, and don't forget your water bottle because you only have 3 minutes in between bells of the classes." So she just kind of inaudibly mumbles like, wait. But accepts the broomstick.
I know there's a way. I don't think you have the extension to send between players. You just want to move the Broom of Flying into her inventory.
You're correct. I don't have like an inventory swap module, but that would be cool. I should get that. Okay. So without further ado, the trek up the hill becomes more and more cold and miserable. Everybody's got their thermal cubes and packs of clothes, and you have the machines that are helping you pave the way, and everybody knows it's going to suck for a while, and that it's just going to suck, and that's okay. And you eventually get through, essentially you use the same train tunnels that are there, and you start to hear reports from scouts that Fire knows you're there. This is not a hiding thing. You see glimpses of red and orange in the tree line before they disappear and start to streak back towards the city as their scouts can move faster than your individual, as individuals in your large army can in total. Both sides know they're about to clash, and there is a heavy tension in the air. Cold and shivering will soon give way to sweat and bloodlust. And you come up through the tunnel and look down on the city. And it is changed significantly. And what you can see from afar is giants. The most eye-catching thing as you look down on the city is that it is no longer just kind of a ramp up into the centralized area up the mountain. It is broken and shifted and black. And from a citywide perspective, there are some things that seem similar. Mostly the placement of the 24 towers in the Grand Athenaeum. Kind of off to the side. And it's also very clear as you see enormous giants wreathed in fire. Many of them. We're talking dozens. Some of them are larger than quite a few buildings. And they are using that fact to their advantage. As you see a giant reach down and grab a 3-story hotel. Their back begins to bulge and muscles strain. You see it pick the building up, begin turning and laboriously going over to the Grand Athenaeum and essentially throwing it out on the ground and just rumbling that building. And around the tower, you see the beginnings of a rubble-like moat that is being erected around the city. using the dead portions of the city itself to defend against anyone who's trying to come back and take it back. You see many of the towers are basically looking burnt and corrupted. And sorry guys, I'm trying to find the right. And this is the best I could get out of. Nope, not that one. This is the best I could get out of Foundry or out of Midjourney. You see like the city looks less on fire than that depicts, but still heavily on fire. And you see that so much of the city has actually like melted down to ice that it was sitting on, and it has actually slumped down, and there's a bit of a grooved wall from where the city once kind of stood upon, and now it is in a bit of a basin as things just shifted lower and lower and lower as the ice cap in the tundra was melting. And the city is largely deformed and broken and reassembled like oversized fiery children building up a city of blocks that they would get, like a city of wooden blocks, but in this case it's broken buildings.
Is there one or maybe a pair of towers that stand out compared to the rest?
Overall, most of the towers seem intact.
Okay.
In a quick cursory glance, you can notice that there are a few that are broken and toppled over. The one that had like that giant mechanical monster come out and start to fight that that thing is fairly destroyed, as that was literally a large portion of the tower. But there are a few that are also beaten, and in your quick estimate, most of those towers are magically reinforced through the entirety of the stone. So it makes sense that a lot of those would not be terribly damaged. And they've kind of used that as like their fortification, and they're building up their defenses around the towers as they're kind of shifting the heart of the city away from the entertainment district and the hotels and the financial district, and they're shifting it, literally moving pieces of the city over to the Athenaeum as the new central hub. And you can recognize your tower, Hasport's tower, all of the Adala's tower, your wife's tower. They're all intact. Few scuff marks. Your wife's tower is flawless. Not a scratch. As expected.
Mhm.
The moment arrives, and you hear the cries of battle begin to tear through the throats of those on the front lines. As one more detail, as part of that melting down process, the city now lives inside of the lake bed. The lake bed is empty. and there are bones of large serpentine creatures down there. And the bridge that connected the city to that kind of train town is like the very last stop before Aurora's Rest. That bridge is collapsed. There are still a few like long poles that sit there, but it looks like it was purposefully brought down. And it's essentially a straight shot for those kind of at the top. There's a camp that is essentially erected as the base of operations. And you start to hear a change as people scream and run down the slopes in vehicles, or they fly, or short range teleport down. And the battle begins. You have your moment, Cressida. You work it and get everything to start moving again.
Yeah, we're gonna cast teleportation circle.
The six of you begin to move out through there. And you hear and feel a splash on your feet as you come through. And Noah, what do they see? I am not the DM for the rest of the night.
You arrive into a rather large room. You can feel mist around you, and you're able to quickly deduce that water vapor is in the air. You are standing on the light side of what appears to be an ankle-high water pool, with the dark side directly opposite you. In the center of the light side is a dark whirlpool which seems to lead into nothingness. And, similarly, in the center of the in the center of the dark side is a light pool which seems to whirlpool into nothingness. And then you notice 8 stairways leading up. The northern stairway is golden. The northeast stairway is desolate and empty of color. The eastern stairway has water leaking and trickling down each step. The southeastern stairway has an unnaturally bright hue coming from pink crystals. The southern stairway, I'm going to send this in chat, don't worry. The southern stairway appears green and overgrown. The southwest stairway is difficult to look at, as if staring at the sun. The western stairway has a warm, flickering glow of orange, and the northwestern stairway is a vibrant, lively color. To the right of each staircase is an empty pedestal. Let me go ahead and send that in chat for you. Anyone who may have worked with Albiadala before, please feel free to make an insight check. And then let me know what it is, because I don't know if I can see that.
Can Cressida make an Arcana check? She's a fellow wizard of the Athenaeum.
Yes, if you're checking for magic.
Yep.
And I cannot currently see the map. All I see is black.
Oh.
All I see is darkness.
Interesting. Let me see here. I don't want to do that because that'll mess something up. Okay, I'm going to put Protector down so you have some vision.
Cool.
That work. And I set up the walls a little differently than Noah had in mind, so I'm actively fixing those, so don't worry about it.
All right. You have a 28 with your Arcana check. What and where are you checking for magic?
think she's doing a general cursory overview of magic around her to try and find the least fractious route out, like the untrapped quick way out of this tower, because she knows we are on a time clock to get to Hasports.
The easiest way out of the tower would be taking a staircase out of it. There are multiple staircases that lead to multiple different things. You are quite familiar with the fact that Albiadala likes to dick around in pocket dimensions. So unfortunately, you're not sure which staircase would lead to one of her pocket dimensions versus the staircase leading to the actual exit. But you do know that you could walk up a staircase of some sort. Any further checks anyone would like to make?
Yeah. I don't even know. Who would drop Dro in water? The whirlpools. You said we can't see in them.
Correct. You cannot see into them. You can see that the water is darker and lighter.
So, recalling Dro's training in regards to his abilities as champion and being told to, instead of asking for answers, to shut up and listen. I think looking between the two whirlpools and just listening and see if anything comes to him. I mean,
Go ahead
this
and give me a perception check.
I'll take that. 25.
Okay. As you close your eyes and actively listen to the sound, you can hear in both whirlpools that it sounds like there is something within the whirlpool that the water is rushing against before draining.
How far are they from us where we appeared?
On the map, it looks like it's about 15-ish feet.
And we can see into it, and right now we don't see nothing. Or we see
Correct.
nothing, right?
All you see is the water just spiraling down.
I think while the few seconds I have before I would imagine the group does anything, Joro's just gonna stare down the middle and just while he's like he was listening just to see if anything seems off to him.
Stare down the middle of the whirlpools.
Pretty much, yeah. Or at least as far as he can see from where he's standing.
All right, we'll do another perception check then, as you are not actively interfering with the whirlpools.
Not as good. 19.
Okay. Which one are you looking into, or both of them?
So this light side has a dark whirlpool, and then the dark area has the light, correct?
Yes.
He's gonna look at the dark one.
Okay. You stare into the darkness of this whirlpool, and you watch it continue to funnel down into nothingness, but you are unable to tell what that water is rushing against as it goes down. It doesn't seem to be catching on anything. There's nothing sticking out of the water like a rock would in a river.
This is random.
Ignore the bonus wardens. I'm just trying to give.
You fools! You fallen into my trap!
Wardens everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It turns out that I was the bad guy all along! For some reason, I got drunk and burned down the world.
He's actually Naruto Shippuden, and it's all just or Naruto Uzumaki in it. He's just using shadow clone technique at this point.
Gosh.
Chain lightning.
Is Dro's sword reacting any weirdly?
Remind me how your sword works. Because I do not have access to any of your player character sheets, so I am limited in knowledge on how your stuff works.
Sure. Creative freedom is totally groovy with you running the show tonight. The background is it's his sword that he got from the Kirin, who is the. Now, you guys learned about the most exalted level of the cardinal elements, and but before you thought that the thing that he got the sword from was the second highest in the chain, and now that you know that about that most exalted level, it is the third highest in the chain, but it's still really crazy good. It's the sanctified weapon that he got as the champion of water, similar to Warden's guns. It's the tool in which he channels his power through primarily, and it does have connection to water. It can be reactive if you would like it to be.
Is there freezing temps in here? Out of curiosity, like, is it freezing temperatures?
No. The room itself appears to be relatively temperate.
Okay.
I'd say a nice, like, 70 degrees or so.
Because Morgan, I completely forgot that this sword in freezing temps, it's bright light up to 10 feet. It glows.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You've just been walking around with a beacon on your back
Pretty much.
this whole time
In
he's
10
not
feet,
here.
bright light, and then for an additional 10, it's dim. So I would imagine as we were walking here, it was just a glow stick.
Nice.
That's why fire found us.
Damn.
Party started.
Everyone's just trying to sleep, and it's
You
like,
were
would you turn
literally
off
the
your
beacon.
sword?
You turn off the light.
I can't turn it off. It's cold, you know? All right.
You just put a thermal cube on the sword specifically.
As a player, there's so much I want to do about Dro. Not with what's on the line.
So, where do we go, guys?
Looks at Cressida.
I don't know the towers.
Oh shoot! I'm making more. I mean, Cressida, like, she's been to Abiadala's tower before. But if a 28 isn't good enough to figure out the way out, I don't know what she would do.
What is the party's passive perception?
Okay.
17.
15 on Barrett.
Haru is ridiculous.
21.
Okay, 21. Is anyone higher than a 21?
No.
Nah.
Haru, as Dro steps over to look into the whirlpool, as Cressida is looking around for magical signs of where the fuck to go next, you are able to see that damage has been done to the room itself. Not nearly as much as one would expect, what with the whole, city burning down and towers collapsing. Instead, you are able to see that some stairs have been chipped at, that there is some wooden walls that have been set up in the northern part of the circles, and those have been damaged. And the area leaking water seems to have received the most amount of damage, with the walls around that partially shattered. Additionally, you can hear very, very quietly a hum that just started. Something that seems very jovial. Party, as this hum gets closer, you are also able to hear it. It's just that Haru, you were able to hear it first.
Margot's gonna say, "Everyone out of the water." I don't want to electrocute you if I need to use that spell.
Haru's more than happy to step out of the water.
Oh no! Hold on. Wait.
You said to
Walls.
get out of the water.
Hold on. Can you move Margot out, because I moved Cressida out and now I can't get back in and I can't see Margot anymore.
I think these are stairs that you can drag.
Oh, those. Okay. There we go. I had to get that the right angle to see Margot. Freaking walls. Alright.
Also, these like animations that you put on the map. Very nice touch.
God damn it! Now I can't see Cressida. God damn it! It's gonna be a problem.
You can have one or the other, but you can't have both.
I can't see both with the walls the way I want to set them up. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Actually.
Come on, fucker.
Oh wow.
And you'll notice, particularly Dro, because you fought with Margot before, and probably Seamus. Margot's trying to keep her distance from everybody with the risk of something starting to fight. She doesn't want to be near anyone.
Do we know what direction the humming's coming from?
I think you can see my ping north.
Oh, north.
Yeah.
Sorry. Excuse me, pardon me. Coming through.
Guys, I gotta restart my computer. My computer has forgotten how to Bluetooth, and I'm trying to get on my headphones so I stop echoing. So I'll be right back. Please continue.
Okay.
Where is Seamus?
Where's
The northeast, like 2:30ish.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there
I think Haru will
where I can...
carefully, quietly make her way closer to the sound, which is not always the smartest and brightest move.
I actually think Margot's going to stay in the water. She wants to have equal range around the map and be as far away from everyone else as possible, in case something goes wrong with her magic.
Haru, are you looking to stealth, or are you looking to just kind of actively wait
Oh,
for the person to come down the stairs?
I will stealth.
All right, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Haru will stealth. She has an 11 modifier.
Oh shit.
It doesn't matter. That's a nat 1.
Starting off
12.
strong.
She stumbles over something.
What is your roll?
What did I roll?
Yes.
A natural 1 for a total of 12.
Oh shit. What let's start. Morgan, have you returned?
Yes, I have, but still with no Bluetooth ability. I'm
No.
incredibly confused. But, so I will just mute myself anytime I'm not talking. Hopefully that reduces echo.
Alrighty. Would you be able to add to the map what I have requested? When you have a moment. Haru, you go to stealth, and as you kind of like, let's see, do you want to jump behind a wall, behind a staircase kind of area,
Yeah.
or yeah?
Like trying to like. Are these staircases? I'm assuming those are.
Yes, those are staircases leading up. And then these are additionally over here,
Those are
the other
staircases
staircases.
leading down?
These staircases are leading up, these staircases are leading down into this like circular area. Oh shit. I just lost my light. Or my ability to see the map. That is okay. I know map anyways.
I'm sure your permissions didn't change or something. Nope. They still seem the same.
I guess so. She'd be on this side, kind of assuming this is the lowest point on the map, and as we go further out, it's higher ground. That's my understanding.
Ah, that's a great question. Can I do that? I can do that. Wonderful. The answer is now yes. It was not there a second ago, but now it is.
Okay.
Haru, you do one of those really cool, like, stealth video game things where you, like, run up against the wall and you're like, yeah, I got cover, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, a la Splinter Cell 2004. And you definitely slam your body just a little bit harder than you should have against the wall, and you knock the breath out of yourself. Unfortunately, as you knock the breath out of yourself, a tiny little fire guy is walking down the staircase holding on to a token of some sort. It looks almost like a coin the size of someone's palm. And he's humming to himself like... And as he hears the breath come out of you from slamming into the wall, he stops, head shoots directly to his right, drops the coin and goes, "Oh shit." His hands go up immediately.
She just like it's like a pause for a moment where she's like, she expected this creature to run, and so she holds. Is it 3? Let me make sure this is correct before I open my big mouth. But yes, it is 3. 3 flickering fires appear around her as she holds an Eldritch Blast. And she essentially motions with her finger for this creature to, like, get closer.
Leans over. Eric leans over to
There's
Jane.
fire around her.
As there's, like, fire, she's like, get over here!
Eric leans
The
over, and you got a bead on what that little thing is.
I can't even see it on the map.
I think Dro would sneak up behind the two of them.
On the map, it's on the opposite. It's on the north side of the pool, so you can't see it because you're currently on the south side.
Well, Bargo's in the pool. I figured she could be, but this whirlpool, for some reason, you can't see past this whirlpool at all. And then
Pure darkness. to get that cool animation, it says a little for some reason. I don't know if that's gameplay accurate.
could she see past this whirlpool, or is it like a pillar of darkness up into the sky?
you would be able to see past the whirlpool, yes.
I'm gonna. Oh crap! Now I can't see anything. That would be great. Okay, there we are.
The tiny little fire dude takes 2 side steps closer to Haru. His hands still raised in the air, not saying anything.
She doesn't even know this little thing is gonna be able to understand her. She's like, damn it. She does a quick eye scan around to see if she spots any of her allies. And seeing potentially them on the other side, I think, she
I'm
continues
standing
to
out in the
motion.
open.
Marga's just standing out in the open. She like motions for it to like keep coming. Keep coming over here.
The little guy still has his hands up. He eyes the token on the ground, and then he looks at Haru and he shakes his head.
This whole time, could Dro be like stealthing around like the opposite way till at least he gets line of sight of what's happening here?
Sure, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Not a 1. Oh,
Hmm?
wait.
Oh my god, you both rolled one?
No, I said it's not. It's not.
Oh, okay.
I read that wrong. It's not bad. It's 19 in total.
Okay. You are able to. I need to double check this. You start to stealth around the corner, and the tiny little guy out of the corner of his eye notices you, does a double take, and then goes and raises his hands higher.
What are you? Haru asks in common.
The guy just kind of furrows his eyebrows and goes, I'm a magman.
We've above table.
Drop
We've
on
fought
that.
one of these before, haven't we? Would Dro remember that? Is this creature looking at Haru right now? Like, or is
Correct,
he...
but he has seemingly noticed you.
Okay, but he's not paying attention to Dro?
You're not entirely sure. If he noticed you out of the peripheral once while you were stealthing, it's possible he could do it again.
Right. Can Haru see me?
Haru can partially see you.
I see everybody.
I don't know how to do this. I was just gonna look at Haru and put a kind of look on his face like that's not good news. But he's just gonna, I think, take one step to the right to make it a little more visible, and then he's just, I think, behind him. If he can, if he has sleight of hand, he will, because the other two are behind him to have them come up, but slowly. Because I think Seamus would be familiar with this too.
What did you drop on the ground?
He looks at you, and then he looks at the rest of the party, or rather at Dro, and his hands start to lower. He moves diagonally closer towards the thing he dropped on the ground. But he does not respond to you.
Haru is going to attack.
Do it.
She sees this movement and says, "Absolutely not."
At the same time, Barrick will use his invisible magic hand to try to like snatch the thing off the ground.
So 3 Eldritch Blasts are going towards this, or 3 beams of Eldritch Blast are going towards this creature. Don't know if that hits. I actually have no idea.
What are the 3 rolls?
I think the first one was a 22 to hit.
22 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Hey.
Nope. 22. 10 damage on the first one.
Okay. You fire. What were the other 2, by the way?
13 to hit and a nat 20 to hit.
Okay. As he starts moving back towards the token, you just immediately quick draw. Fire 3 Eldritch Blasts at him. One of them goes off into the distance, but the other 2 hit him. Dead on. And he goes... and explodes.
There it is.
Nobody is within the radius of the explosion, but he explodes into fire and a little bit of lava, and it just kind of out in a 10-foot radius before landing on the ground. Additionally, you know that was not quiet. When something explodes, bombs tend to be, I don't know, kind of loud. At least a little bit. And so as he explodes with the explosion, the boom itself echoes throughout the chamber.
Who designed this tower? She looks at the others. We have to go.
Yes, please, can everyone group up real fast?
She runs over. That was my bad. I didn't realize he would explode.
Do I have the token, like, pull over to me with my mage hand?
Yes, you're able to very easily and successfully shoot out your mage hand and pull the token over to you. You are able to see that this token is a small stone circle, like I said, roughly the size of your palm, similar in design to that of a coin, but it has 3 almost waves on it, and they are white. They stack on top of each other like waves.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if I recognize it? Is it a magical talisman? Is it a seal?
Yes, absolutely. Roll an Arcana check.
Ooh. Oh, come on.
And you're a biomancer, right?
No, that's a different character. I am a Signomancer. Barrick is a multi-class rogue wizard who specializes in stealth and thievery, especially through magical arcane locks.
Okay. You can determine that this is some form of magical token, and since you deal in locks, you can determine that this is a key of some sort.
Perfect. Sorry, I misspoke. Signomancer is a key mage, is how I had set this up. Perfect. Well, we got... And I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave it in the magic hand, like, floating in front of me. Like, well, we got ourselves a key. We just got to find the lock that it fits. Hypothetically.
What are those squiggles on it?
Water?
Can Cressida take a look and do maybe a history check if this is like a key they found to a lock within Aurora's Rest?
Yes.
$23.
This is not a key that you are familiar with from Aurora's Rest. Nor, when you've been in this tower previously, have you seen this as a key to, like, unlock the front door or something. Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
I'm gonna use Hunter Sense on myself. It's a cantrip from my Druid Initiate feat, and do a perception check. I cannot roll lower than a 10 here.
Okay.
I have no idea what that is. 13. I'm looking around to see if there's anything watery that might like coincide with like the shape of this disc or the motif. Especially because we know we're in a tower that like holds water in some direction.
So Only water-related things you can deduce are the whirlpools, the ankle-high water that you guys teleported into, and the little bit of stream of water coming down from this area and down this staircase.
This away? Maps? Anybody got a better idea?
That's at least in the opposite direction of where somebody else might be coming, if that's the way that little creature came from. We made a sound, we should head the opposite.
We go.
Alrighty. Is everyone moving over that way?
Yep.
Yeah.
Party. As you begin to move into that direction, you hear a loud booming voice overhead, very low, rumbly, and almost slightly raspy, say, "Well, it would appear that people have entered into the tower. Congratulations! You've walked right into a trap. You can pat yourselves on the back now, should you so desire. But I will let you know, there is likely no leaving this area."
Eric is immediately going to like duck into the shadows as soon as he hears that voice, like kind of thinking like right here, not sure where it comes from, but it's like immediately he's putting his back to a wall for a defensive measure.
Is this voice projected? Or is it telepathically in everyone's minds?
This is projected.
Okay.
And here I thought the towers didn't have any defenses.
I don't think this is her defense. I think this is fire.
He'll do guidance on that, so that's a dirty 20 on his stealth.
Nice. Alrighty, you're able to successfully just kind of duck into that corner between the staircase and the wall, while everyone else is, continuing on their jolly way up the staircase, unless anyone dissents.
No, I think
Alrighty. You begin to walk up the staircase, and before any players go further, it is time to go ahead and oh, wait. Oh, that's fun. I didn't know you did that. Cool.
When that voice went off, could I do perception to see if anything else either hear footsteps coming downstairs, I see anything move that shouldn't move?
Yes, you can absolutely do another perception check.
Oh, thank God.
26.
Oh, nice. Alrighty, with a 26, as you are moving, you do notice something, but it's not out of the corner of your eye, it's not below you, it's above you. You are able to... DM pulls up notes. Where's this description? Oh, all the stuff that I bolded earlier is no longer bolded. That makes this difficult. Ah, above you, you can see tiny little flames that are kind of flicking across the ceiling of the room itself. These flames just kind of dash a couple feet, and then they stop, and then they dash again. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to these movements, nor do they seem to be getting intentionally closer to you or intentionally farther away. They're just moving about the ceiling. That is the movement that catches your eyes.
With everyone around, Joe will just kind of do the point up, kind of look up to point those out into the rest of the group. So they're made aware that's above us right now.
think I'll just keep to walking on the floor then.
Very well. Party, as you continue up the staircase, I need, like, I don't know, maybe a minute to finish setting up the map properly now that we have everything working.
Would this be a good time to take the break from there?
Actually, yes. We can take a quick break. So, everyone, if you haven't already, go ahead and roll initiative. As you step up the staircase, that is Cressida, right? Was the first one? Yes, as you step up the staircase, you immediately see all around you various different tiny little fire guys along with fire snakes. From where you are currently, you can tell that there are some, you're not sure how many, in each section. Alrighty. Now, I get to press this silly little button that says begin combat. And guess what? We have already gone through the first two people's turns. So, Seamus, it is now your turn. All you know is that Cressida walked up this staircase, and there is now stuff up there. Or rather, there was always...
Fire. There's
Yes.
fire.
She has sent a warning to you. Just so you and the rest of the players know, the wall in front of you is about a 10-foot high wall, so you weren't able to see over it while you were in the pool. And, you know, the staircase goes up about that much, too. And so, unless you are 10 feet or have a really good jump, you would likely not be able to jump up the wall. Jump and, like, snipe over the wall. However, the wall does not go all the way up to the ceiling. So it can be clambered, should you so desire. And I think that is the description of everything. Staircase and wall, yep.
There was fire on the ceiling earlier, though?
Yes. There were tiny little flames that are moving around sporadically.
And that is separate than the creatures that are on the ground.
Right.
That is a question.
Oh boy.
You don't even know if they're creatures. It could just be dancing flames. Well, it wouldn't be dancing flames because that's disco lights, but, you know.
I'm going to cast greater invisibility on myself.
Alright.
And I'm going to climb up this wall a little bit, but not like up over the top of it, just like up to about the top of it, but still like on the side of the wall.
Right? Spider climb?
Yep.
Yep, okay. I thought you had that.
Yep. And then I'll bonus action hide up here if I can do that. I think, yeah, I'm invisible, so I'm gonna hide up here on the wall.
And you're basically at, like, the top part of the wall, right?
Yes.
Can you see currently like
Not
on the
over
opposite
top
side of
of
the wall? Okay.
No.
Then I'm gonna place you. Oh shoot. How do I undo that? Oh, okay. Alright, that's fun. So I click on a player and it shows me what they can see. Did not know that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and modify the walls here so that Seamus can see back down towards the pool as well.
Yes. So, Seamus, as you climb up the wall, you see that there are little hallways. There are, in Cressida, you can see this too, there are large walls that do go up to the ceiling. They're the very thick walls in front of both of you, and around both of you, I guess. You know, they're the thicker walls on the map. And additionally, you can see little hallways that lead past those very thick, large walls. The creatures seem to be streaming from those hallways, and they are already at the edge of each of these walls. It's as if they knew you were coming.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for my turn.
Very well. You end your turn. Cressida, it is now your turn.
Okay. She is going to strategically step back.
Tactical retreat.
God, yes, that. And I am going to cast. Let's do. Sorry. Spell management on this is very important because I can't use my high spells or we're fucked. We can't get out of here.
Understandable.
Can I? What is this? The 2024 rules. There's some kind of special rules for like actions in combat. I'm trying to find it on here. I don't think it's on here. I don't think it's on Forge. Let me pull up my character sheet because I know it's on D&D Beyond. But there's certain actions you can do in combat that are laid out now. It's like search something. You know what I'm talking about? No one?
Search something. No.
What's the question?
I'm just getting to it. Okay, actions in combat. For actions in combat, I'm going to. Why is this not actually helpful?
I think you need like study and some of those other ones.
I'm thinking study. Yeah, I didn't know if there were specific rules to it.
You're talking about the new.
Yeah, the new rules. 2024 rules. Yeah, so I'm going to use the study action to make an Arcana check, I guess, on the flames above me and how they correlate to the creatures around me.
Sure.
Or that I saw. Let me roll that Arcana check. 26.
26. From what you can tell, these flames are not magical. Instead, they seem to be biological? Yeah, that's the right word. Biological. Right? Living, lifelike.
Living? Yep.
Yeah. I passed biology. Not well, but I did.
Okay, that was... I guess that's my action, if that's all I get. There's nothing else I can do. That was my action, if that's all. I don't get anything more from that comparison, so.
You still have bonus action, free action, and movement, should you so desire to use it.
Well, I moved.
You went half your movement speed, methinks. Unless you're slow. Could be slow, I don't know.
I don't really have any bonus actions, so that's all I can do.
Very well.
That's 5, 10, 15, half movement, 20.
Alright, well that ends your turn.
Like phone a friend and call Dolphin in to help us here.
Yeah, now would be a great time for like 5 tidal waves.
For sure.
Water druid activate.
Form of tidal wave.
Alrighty. So the next guys begin to move, and you can hear the pitter-patter of feet coming from somewhere behind you. Barrick, it is now your turn.
Okay, I am in information gathering mode. I am in my current spot. I'm going to cast Elevated Sight,
What?
which puts my vision. Oh, let's come back here. Wherever the top of the room is, however high that is, I essentially have like a sensor that is invisible and like goes up to the top of the room, and I get to see like a 360-degree view from the top of the room down. I'm trying to identify where the player's at, where are the baddies, what goes where, who, like, what's the movement. I'm trying to get a full read on the room.
Alrighty. Do you have the ability to do that as a DM and look yourself?
Essentially, yeah.
Alright. Then, as you can see on the map, is as it is. If you would like me to describe it, then I'm more than happy to. But that is what you see. All life forms appear to be moving in your direction.
Okay, so like everything is congregating towards us, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna and like if anybody looks at Barrick, his eyes go like very cloudy, like storm cloud gray in this moment, and he is blind from his own actual eyes. And I start calling out things. Click. I call out 16 of the fire snakes, 3 magmen, 3 larger flaming things. I don't know what they are. They're all coming towards us. They're congregating now. And that'll be my turn. And I am staying where I am.
This guy is not where he's supposed to be. Alrighty. I end my turn. Margot, it is now your turn. Oh,
Apologies. Do I see that last creature or no?
no.
Okay.
Margot, it is now your turn.
Okay. Scroll up. You said the fire on the ceiling is like skittering about. Is there somewhere on the map generally that it's located that you can point out?
Well, it seems as though if you can see this ping towards the center of the map, about 40 feet above you is the ceiling, since you're down about 10 feet. Normally the ceiling's about 30 feet above you if you're on, go up the stairs. So you can see there's one over here towards the whirlpool. There is another one over here towards the southwest area. There is a third one in the northeast area at about where this wall is, except on the ceiling above said wall.
Hmm. Okay, let's move. What? I like that grouping. Let's. I'm gonna do a fireball, but I'm gonna do transmuted spell and make it Cold damage. I just roll in on me.
All right.
Let me target the critters first. Come on, target. So I don't know if it's gonna fuck it up, because it's might automatically take off only half, or like say they're resistant, but they're not because I'm transmuting it to cold.
Das ist gut. All right. Now, if I click this DC 17 saving throw, does that automatically roll it for all those creatures for me?
You have to have them selected before you click it, but then yes, it should.
Okay. And that is what? Shift click? Shift click it is.
Shift click or drag should get them all.
If I have them selected when I click it because I targeted them, would it do the same thing?
Go ahead and click damage, and that should also do it. Because when it's a saving throw, you have to click damage, and then it forces the saving throws. There we go.
It's a horrible fireball.
Okay, yeah. They're immune, so they're not taking any damage, but so Noah, do you know how to do damage?
Don't need to. You said it was cold in this case? It was a big cold ball?
Sorry, 1 second.
Take your time.
She said cold. She said she was doing
Yes,
like a
cold.
ice.
Alrighty.
It's an ice ball.
So you shoot a giant ice ball and spikes go everywhere and like mist goes around. There's like this whirlpool of cold ice. And then you hear a... And then another... What did I... Okay. I was tabbed out and deleted the wrong thing. Two of the magmen explode, and the fire snakes that were behind the magmen are absolutely covered in burns and in frostbite. All four drop to the ground dead. Well, I guess two of them explode, so they're at least in pieces and on the ground.
Okay. 1 second. There's more that happens on my turn.
But
Hopefully
wait,
not.
there's
We'll
more.
see.
Order now, and you'll get 5 kills.
We'll see. Oh, that's close. I'm good though.
Wait, was that Cressida or was that Margaret?
Margot.
It was my wild magic roll. That's the first level spell I cast, so I'm good for wild magic for now. Bonus action. Nope, I'm not gonna waste anything else. That was... I think I have 5 feet of movement left. I can move back. Just down a little bit, and that's it. That ends my turn.
I end my turn. Alrighty. So... Well, yeah, game, but like... Alright, whatever. Did that move for me? That did move. Well done. You hear a lot more pitter-pattering. As more and more creatures... that's Seamus. You can't see Seamus, and that's... start running or slithering, respectively, their way towards all of you. Yep, and now it is Dro's turn.
I hate this. I'm gonna pull out the bowl of water and summon a water elemental as an action.
Very well. You pull out your bowl of water, and what do? Do you drink the water, or do you just kind of go, water, bring elemental?
I think he's just gonna pull it out, look down. Could use a little bit of help here. Let's have him appear. And I'm gonna have him actually be here. One, giving a little bit of cover and being able to support these two. That's my action. My movement. Dro's just gonna kind of look at the wall that's in front of him and just go straight up. I can run up walls now. You said
Freaking monk.
you said they're 10 feet tall, right?
Yes, that means I can put you right here. Yeah, there we go. Is that where you want to be?
Yeah, so I want to get a kind of visualization, basically what is coming towards us. So what that would have been 5, 15.
25. Since the 10 feet up.
Oh, 65 feet. Jesus. Okay, I'm fine. I see this one over by Margot. I think Dro is going to run across the top of the wall and hop down, and I can negate up to I think like 30 feet of damage.
Okay.
So basically just getting a game plan and trying to see what's coming this way, and seeing Margot is by herself. Dro is going to get somewhat closer. But
All right,
knowing-
go ahead and move your character on the map if you can.
Didn't
You
know.
might not be able to.
Why? Because the last time she was by herself in combat, she disintegrated herself. Are you worried?
Why can't I? Oh, say I'm colliding with the wall.
I disagree, game,
There
but
we
I
go.
also agree, game. There we go. Is that where you want to be? Oh, that wasn't supposed to be.
Yes, and bonus action. What can I do in the bonus action? That's dumb. I'll do it. I'll spend a good focus point and do a focus patient defense. So basically, I'm taking the disengage and the dodge action.
Very well. Would that complete your turn?
Yes.
Alrighty.
And my
Now
elemental.
we get to play fun with the tiny people.
Morgan, I can't remember. Do we do the elemental its own initiative or after me? I don't remember.
I think we just keep it as you is after you, just because it's simpler.
Okay.
Alright. Then I will go back to your turn, and you should be able to use the elemental now. Yeah?
Can't remember what he can do if I remember right. Yeah. Oh, I should
You
save
can,
that.
like, envelop.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking. But I don't know if I want to waste it on this little creature, because it does have to recharge. The chance of it.
Mm.
Actually, can I just shove this creature away from Haru? Did we lose him?
You should be able to.
I'll end up just shoving him away, because knowing that these things explode. I think we lost Noah.
Oh, is he buffering? I thought he was thinking. I'll take over instead. Yeah,
Thinking
go
very
ahead.
hard.
Go ahead and make the shove attack, or just do the attack action, and if you win, then you will shove.
What is his stuff? +7 to hit? Oh, that's a nat 20
Nice.
for 27.
Alrighty. Internet shit itself.
All right, we got Noah back. What Ripple Elemental just nat 20'd on the shove against the Magman. as the Ripple Elemental kind of squeezes between the two people in front of it, being Haru and Cressida, just like a big like smack. And how do you want to play the nat 20 on a shove?
Shoves don't normally do damage, do they? Right? It's just a push backwards.
Funny.
Yeah, how much shove pushes you back 5 feet?
That's a good question. I don't actually know.
New rules? Maybe?
I think it is 5 feet.
You can either push
okay.
it 5 feet or cause it to have the prone condition.
Which one sounds more fun?
Hmm.
They explode, so pushing it away.
Yeah. Not just knock it straight down. Yeah. Just the idea is to get it away from Haru.
Very well. You know what? So you run over, or rather, you drift over, as a ripple elemental, and you just kind of shoot your watery arms into this tiny little magman guy who goes, "Oh!" and is pushed up the stairs. Go ahead and roll a 1d.
Oh my gosh.
1d4.
Okay.
And this is why you have 2 DMs, folks.
That's a 4.
For internet use.
Did you just lose me again?
Yeah. for a
Yes.
For
second.
a second
What?
there.
What is
Fine.
happening?
5 second delay.
Okay, go ahead and roll a 1d4.
That was 4.
So weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Everything was working just fine earlier. Maybe the video is too demanding? We turn off video for now, see what happens? Alright, what do you get on your 1d4?
4.
4. Alrighty, you push the guy up the staircase, and he smashes his head against the stairs itself, and you can see like steam coming off of his body, and it actually appears to have hurt the little guy. Poor guy. All he wanted to do was violently explode.
Can this staircase, if the Ripple Elemental comes here, can Haru still see? Or can anybody still see up this staircase?
Is your water elemental a large creature, or is it actually like supposed to be the size
large.
of? Okay.
It's large, but it's got a watery body, so like it fits into the space.
Very well. I would say people can see through it, but it would be difficult to shoot or do anything through it because, you know, you're shooting through water.
Okay. Where? Because for some reason I don't have vision with him. Where did this creature end up?
You're basically on top of him.
I should probably see how much movement speed he has. 30. He's just gonna move up out of the way.
Very well. You continue undulating and flowing past the magman on the ground, going.
Question. This thing has multi-attack. Can I hit it again, even though I did the shove action?
I do not believe the shove is an attack.
Okay, that's what I wanted
But
to
I
make sure.
suppose because you did damage on it, one could argue that it was an attack.
That's it's your call.
Yeah, we're gonna go with yes. Normally a shove action would not be an attack, however, in
Okay.
this case, it was definitely an attack.
This will change then. Before he moves, he's just gonna shove him even further.
Very
It
well.
wasn't that 20.
This, however, will be a second attack, correct? So it is a contested athletics. Meaning, I hit this button, I look at that roll, and I go,
I don't think that's how shove's done anymore.
Oh, did I change it? 2024.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of memorizing rules if they change
So
them?
the shove actually is the target must succeed a strength or dex saving throw against the attacker's DC, and the attacker's DC is set by 8 plus the proficiency bonus plus their strength modifier.
Gotcha. So they want to do magic-y saving throw stuff, except put it in to non-magic-y areas. Gotcha.
I'll
Yeah.
put it in the chat. I'll put those.
All right, so he needs to make a saving throw, which has been made.
Where is proficiency modifier on this?
It'd probably
go
be
ahead.
yours because you're the caster. So it'd be your proficiency.
No,
bonus.
it's a +3 for him.
Thank you. And
Just so
then-
you know, you succeed, and he is pushed back.
Okay, that works.
He rolled less than an 8, so... Oh, no. Okay, I have to move you, then. There we go. He has been pushed back. This time, however, it does not seem nearly as effective and, I don't know, damage-inducing?
Okay. Now he's going to move. Still within range of the creature, so not provoking attack of opportunity, but to allow Haru to do whatever she wants to do.
Very well. Does that complete your turn?
Yeah, I got a feeling I'm going to take some damage, but oh well.
I'd
I'd rather this take the damage than anybody else. Actually,
Now we go to this guy. Now we go to this guy. He dashes over to you, his tiny little feet pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pitter-patter against the floor as he runs around the corner. Oh, I did not mean to hit that button. And I believe, if I'm right, correct, I am right. The snake slithers very quickly around the corner to get over to the water elemental, but it is not able to attack. Haru, it is now your turn. You can hear even more pitter-patters and, like, you know, the sound of serpenty scales against the ground.
Lovely. Does it mean that Haru might have been the cause of sounding the alarm? It's about to dip.
Hey, look, a short
She's like,
guy. I'm gonna
That's
shoot
my
him.
bad. Bye. Actually, gosh, we're so scattered right now. Okay. Okay, so what she's gonna do is she's gonna use her movement. Gosh, there's no over here. She will use. I don't use spell slots. She's going to hold an Eldritch Blast if any of these enemies get closer. And she's going to just say, "So, what's the plan, guys?"
Kill the creatures and survive.
Okay. I don't really like that. Oh, actually.
it's the
Can
elemental.
I see
If you can,
from... Can I see
Technically, no, you
pool?
should not be
Okay.
able to see over there because
Okay.
you have a staircase leading up into the pool.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So then, yeah, she's like, "What's the plan, guys?"
As she says, what's the plan, guys? Be like, well, they're all coming from us. They're all coming at us from one direction. Should we go in the opposite?
Probably for the best.
Did you see this one?
Head towards the water spot. Away from fire. Maybe they're weaker there.
Oh, shoot. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. That guy's not supposed to be moving.
This is where the water's coming from,
I
right?
guess, yeah. Rather
Yes,
than
the water is flowing down. You should be able to see on the map, like, water here. Flowing down
I see really
into...
bright light.
down the stairs. Well, yeah, that bright light is really bright. They're not supposed to be that bright, but, you know, it's light.
eyes.
Magical torches and all that, you know?
Yeah. Rather than holding her action, can she see this fire snake over here?
Yes, you would have vision of
Okay.
that.
She's just gonna Eldritch Blast then.
Very well. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh,
that'll
that
miss.
20.
Don't
And
worry, she's got 2 more of those.
you do not hit.
that.
Oh my gosh.
She's rolling really low.
You still do not hit.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
That was a natural one, right? That's what I just saw.
That
2.
was a 15 to hit.
Oh, why are these green check marks?
Natural 7, so it should be a 15.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
7 looked like.
All right. Then your final 2 blasts do hit.
Okay. The 15 will do 8 force damage, and the 26 will do also 8 force damage.
Alrighty. Once again, you fire off 2 shots. Yeah, it was 2 shots. You fire off 3 shots, but the first one misses. Hitting into the staircase, or rather this pedestal right here. Hitting into the stone, and then the other 2 make their mark on the snake that is slithering down the staircase toward you.
Okay, we're going to move. Wonderful. She doesn't really want to get closer to the explodey thing, so she's just gonna stay right where she is.
Will that end your turn?
Yes, that will.
Alrighty. We continue on down the initiative. As more things continue their movement. That'd be there. Alrighty. As the creatures are moving around, you do hear a loud and then a very loud boom as something off in the distance on the exact opposite side of the room explodes.
Do I see what it is because I have my elevated sight active?
You do not. It is behind one of these walls.
Okay,
One
I'll
of the
communicate.
walls that goes up to the ceiling.
Okay, I'll communicate that. Whatever that was, it was behind closed doors. Couldn't see it.
And now the last one.
What direction was that? Did you call out what direction that explosion was?
Are you asking me?
No, Morgan. Because he said he called it out. Do we know what direction?
I have different visuals than you guys, but I have the same audio, so I'm not sure if I would be able to tell that.
Okay.
Yeah, you are not able to tell where it was.
Okay.
Alrighty. So everything is getting closer and closer to you. All of these tiny little creatures are closing in. Seamus, it is now your turn. You are indivisible with liberty and justice for all on top of a wall.
I think I'm on the other side of the wall from where I'm at right now, but I was moved here just so I could see.
Correct. You are right here, technically. Would you like me to move you there?
I got it. I think I got it. Yep. How many of them have sight of us right now? Like, how many of the fire creatures, from what I can see? It doesn't look like many.
You count at least 10.
Okay, that's not great. I am going to wish that I could concentrate on more spells at once.
Doesn't that feel like it should be like some awesome feature that you can take at some point? Like concentrate on 2 spells. It would be such a huge boost to some caster.
I think
Yeah, I
Critical
guess.
Role has something like that, but it's only wizards or something specific.
That's so wizard. I'm bringing it back.
Well, nobody can see this, but I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself. So now there are like multiple invisible Seamuses on the wall over here.
Makes 4 mirror images, right?
That sounds right. And I'm going to move.
There's 3, and then there's the real Seamus on top. So a total of 4.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I will hide.
Very well. Well, that ends your turn.
Yes.
Cressida, it is now your turn.
Step.
Thank God for the advantage.
Exactly.
I'm going to. I'm going to move next to Barrick and offer my arm and just say, you keep your sight up and tell me where to take you, because you're blind, so I'll help you move. I know technically you can't save your movement, but I don't know if you want to, how we want to run that in combat. But for my action, I'm going to cast Shatter.
Ooh.
Oh wait, where's Seamus? I can't see Seamus.
Aha, because Seamus is invisible.
Ah! Oh no.
And Seamus.
Where did the vampire dude go?
Shit. I only hit you with Shatter, Seamus. Oh, there you are.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Shoot.
I won't do Shatter, let me think.
About to say, I thought Margot was the only one that did friendly fire.
No, the thing is, she won't. That's why Margot would just drop Shatter and hope for the best. Cressida won't do that. Instead, let me. Have you been rolling like perception checks or anything for your elevated sight, or are you just getting the information?
He is able to see with his passive perception since it's all the way up on the ceiling. Once it hits his
Yeah,
turn again.
My passive perception is decent. It's 15. So I've got a natural 15 just on the room right now.
I want to be helpful in some way, but because she's all about being helpful. I am going to cast. Dang it, Haru, you're too far away. Gosh darn it, we're too spread out to help. Sorry, I forgot that Seamus was invisible. Frickin' rogue. And you're not doing any kind of checks. Could I have gone here first and then use this my movement step to Varric at the end of my turn?
Sure.
I'm gonna go there and cast. Come on. God, you look like a fighter, Haru. We haven't really done any combat together.
What great
Iron?
confidence.
Question mark? She doesn't have a sword on her right now, so you really don't know.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna cast slow on this group. Oh no, no. I can pick. Slow. I can pick. I'm gonna cast slow on this group and pick only the fire creatures.
That halves their movement speed, yeah?
It does a lot, but they have to save first. Let me cast the spell. It like reduces AC -2. It can only take an action,
Jesus.
reaction, or bonus action. It has a movement speed. It does a lot.
Wow.
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah.
So it can't take reactions. It can only use an action or bonus action. If it has multiple attacks, it only gets one attack, I think. I don't know about that one.
Oh.
Its AC is -2.
Can I Control Z that? No, I can't. Alright, we'll just say everyone has now failed because DM error. Congratulations! It was super effective.
Cool. And she has her arm out to guide Varric wherever he wants to go now because he is blind technically to himself unless he's used to navigating bird's eye view in third-person shooter mode.
That would mess me up.
I was gonna say that would screw
That
me
would
up so
fuck me
bad.
up. Exactly. That's why she offered her help. Cool. So let me end my turn.
Very well. You end your turn. Which means we now go... 10... This little guy runs up to Haru, but Haru is just out of range.
This time.
This time. Varric, it is now your turn. So far, from what you can see with your passive perception and your big eye, floating, looking all over the room, you can see, what you can see currently on the map, everyone in the room is getting closer and closer and closer to you. And now, the flames that were over the ceiling appear to be taking shape. But you can see that there was more than just the 3 flames on the ceiling in the areas I am pointing at on here. The northeast, southwest, and I think I have one southwest. Wait, I said southwest. Northeast, southwest, northwest. If only I knew my cardinal directions. And these flames appear to be taking shape towards the walls.
I don't think I get to see any of that because my vision is from like the center of the room down. So if there's anything happening on the ceiling,
You said it was
I
on a
don't-
radius.
no, it's a 360-degree radius down. I don't
Yes.
think I get to see anything above my sensor.
There is nothing above your sensor besides ceiling.
Right, and aren't you saying that some of this is happening like literally on the ceiling? Or is it like kind of in the air or high up in the room, and therefore my sensor would be above it?
I think the better way to put it would be to say high up in the room.
Okay, cool. So I'm seeing that happening up above it and like looking down. So you said southeast and what now?
I can go ahead and ping them right
Yeah.
here.
Okay, south.
South,
North.
northwest. You can see that there is one that has made its way almost directly west.
Okay, and are these congealing into different forms?
Correct. These flames are beginning to form into something in these three separate areas.
Okay, I call out the directions. Southeast, or south, directly south, directly west, and directly northwest. All these flames are starting to gather up and they're forming something. They're getting a little more tangible, guys. And in the meantime, Barrick is going to he is going to pull out a key from like off of his key band and kind of like snaps off, and he gives it a flick. And for a bonus action, I'm going to change that key into a dagger, and I'm going to throw it. I'm going to throw it as my attack action. And I'm going to throw it right up the stairway towards one of the little guys that's right next to the ripple elemental.
Mm-hmm.
And toss it. So that is going to be a dagger attack. Which I totally know how to be a player.
One of those flames is, if I'm correct, is in the path that we're heading, right?
Opposite. So we are heading east towards water, and this thing is congealing west.
Got it. Yep, totally didn't mix up east and west. Got it.
Which way are we headed?
East and west, they get mixed up.
Yeah, we're heading west.
All right.
Okay, and this will be at advantage because he's within 5 feet of one of my allies.
Are we headed this direction?
It'll be a 26 to hit.
I think where the elemental is.
Yes, that is the direction you're heading in. 26 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, that's going to be +1. What's my proficiency? I'm level 12, so I should have a +4 proficiency, right?
It's either that or +3. It depends.
It's +4.
Okay, that'll be 10 points of magical piercing damage.
Very well. Let me look at one last thing.
Just gonna set off numerous explosions.
What, you're not having flashbacks to snails, are you, Quentin?
Okay.
You do some Keyblade Sora shit, and turn your key into a blade, and you chuck it. It hits the Magman as he's like partially standing up, hits him like dead in the chest, and he looks down. He has one of those, Shakespearean action moment deaths, and he looks back up at you and he goes, "Oh, to live!" Boom, and blows up.
Nice.
As he explodes, whoops, that's the wrong one. I need the water elemental to go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh wait, it's not better than I thought it was gonna be. Okay.
Water has to have pretty good
It's
depth.
a 15.
You said it's a 15? Nice.
Pretty good.
You pass. Congratulations. You take 3 damage. 3 fire damage.
Mm-hmm. The keyblade comes back to my hand automatically as part of one of the functions of the magic item.
Mm-hmm.
And my oh, I guess I threw it with my left hand, and like I've got my arm kind of like locked around Cressida to be like, "Thank you, darling."
So have you used your bonus action?
Yes, I used my bonus action to change the key into a blade.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And now it's
I
staying in
wasn't
blade.
sure if you need the Nick property. You could have made a second attack with the Nick property, but you needed
Yeah,
that bonus action.
unfortunately, it takes me a section.
So water elemental have any resistances to fire?
No, that's what I was looking at.
What?
He's resistant to physical and acid, and immune to poison. Not helpful. here.
Irony.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like he should.
Is there anything
Cressida,
else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, that's it. But are you just going to smile at Cressida? In Cressida, what's your passive in insight?
Hold on. Wait, I have it open. The Nick Mastery allows you to make an additional attack, as part of your initial attack rather than as bonus action, by the way. So technically, if you wanted to, I think you have another attack. What is my passive insight? Insight, it's 16.
16. Barrick is smiling at you like he knows he's being charming.
Oh,
And
darling, I don't swing that way.
That's fine. It's still fun to flirt.
You're far too young for me.
And yet you're not too old for me.
What is that? I had
I'm flirting with the lesbian.
doing?
That's happening. And Margot and Dro are just fighting for their life.
Yeah.
That's not the intention. I was not planning on this. I just knew I was making a very, very cocky character.
I love that he's flirting with the lesbian, though. The married lesbian.
He's like,
Yes,
huh?
that is exactly who this guy is.
Oh my god. What is that?
I adore him.
It's a high level of confidence.
Oh yeah, cocky as shit. What were you saying about an extra attack?
So for Nick Weapon Mastery, they changed it. So the Nick Mastery allows you to make an additional attack you receive from wielding 2 light weapons as part of the initial attack action, rather than as a bonus action.
Oh, you're right. It basically gives me extra attack. You're totally right. So I will make another attack at the other Magman over by that dude.
That dude. The
The
water elemental question mark.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I need to give him a name at this point.
Jeffrey. Nice.
22 to hit.
So 23 to hit.
22.
22 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Interesting. Nick does not specify if
Modifiers that in.
if the modifier is
So
added.
it is the same type of attack as 2 weapon wielding.
Mhm.
It just changes it so that you get it as an additional attack action.
Okay.
So it's the same thing for 2 weapon wielding, so dual wielding. So it'd still be like no proficiency bonus if you're not.
Still get a
Have
plus
a
1 because of my magical weapon, so that's a
Mhm.
4 for the second attack.
Very well. You shoot over, or you throw over a dagger after it spawns. And this guy doesn't even see it coming. He just gets hit and immediately explodes. The Ripple Elemental is going to have to make another dexterity saving throw.
It's a 14.
A 14 will pass.
Yeah. I think +2, right?
I'm
Yeah.
loving the irony here. The fire snake appears to not enjoy having bits and pieces of tiny little guys exploding into him, and the shrapnel of these creatures are actually hurting this fire snake more than the water elemental.
Hey, he
I
hasn't
will
done
have to
anything
say,
yet.
for those 2 fire snakes, or for the 1 fire snake that keeps getting hit, part of the slow effect is -2 to dexterity saving throws as well.
Ah. Well, that does not impact it currently because it's rolling shit. But it might in the future. Alrighty, well that completes your turn.
All done. Thank you.
Alright, Margot, it is now your turn. You're on a
Sorry,
staircase. Oh,
Whenever Cressida starts moving, I will like walk with her if you're cool with me like holding my move action for that portion.
yes, so my question is, Cressida, would you like to lead and have the movement on your team or on your turn, or Barrick, would you prefer to have the movement on your turn?
Give it to Cressida.
Yeah, that works. Because I had to
Alright.
use my movement for this round, anyways, to get to him.
Alrighty, we are up to Margot on the staircase as more and more tiny little guys are getting closer and closer. But you did just kick ass last turn.
Let me open the correct character sheet.
Yes, please do. Wait a minute.
This
I had
this
no
one has a
idea
lot
Margot-
less spells, but a lot more destructive spells. She will shatter. Whether Seamus is there or not. I know Seamus isn't over here, but still.
Please tell me it's to the left.
No, it's right here. Oh, you can't see my template.
Yeah, I cannot currently see.
Yeah, because I haven't said it yet. I was trying to get all 4 of them. I can't get all 4 of them. That is fine. I should have targeted them first, though. Let me target them.
Okay.
Come on. Open. Okay. Damn it. Get fucked.
The snake's not gonna have a good time. Jesus.
Oh,
Jeez.
Jesus. That's what else is getting my fireball roll. Jeez.
Alrighty, and now we press this button. Oh, well done, that button. So, do I press? Oh, I see. It doesn't show you guys on your end if things have been saved.
No.
Mm-mm.
Correct, okay. I don't know if it even rolled them. I don't see them on my end.
Let me
Morgan.
click the saving throw. Hold on. Let me see if it does it. For me, if I click it. No, that just rolled 1. For Cressida, for some reason. That was weird.
I can do it manually. Constitution saving throws, that's easy. Do. Fuck me. Alrighty. Damage has been applied. As you cast Shatter in this circle, the Magman covers his ears and goes, "Oh!" and then explodes. The damage then hits the snake next to it, but does not appear to do that much damage. Both snakes are still up.
Okay. And you said we're going towards water, which is due east, right?
Yes, from what you can tell, the rest of the party is heading in this direction where the pings are.
Hmm. I don't even measure. Maybe because I do this. She's just gonna. Thanks for coming over here, Dro.
I can just go up on a wall. I
Bye.
can fuck off and run off.
Bye. She knows you got it. That's it. I think for her. Yeah. I did not fail my wild magic rolls, so nobody died.
Alrighty, awesome. Now we get to do the fun part. Everyone moves. And Shatter, that goes away, right? Or does that stay?
Yes,
for any
it's
creature?
just so shatter. It sounds like a thunder blast, and even the ground kind of like burst. But it's like a sonic boom concentrated in the area, so it's very quick and damaging.
All right, that's what I thought. Oh, now it's gone. Okay.
Yeah, the templates persist until you delete them.
Now, the bad guys get to do their first attack of the game, besides exploding.
I still have
All
my
right,
I still
Joe,
have my dodge action too, by the way.
Oh, this is true.
Thank God this guy went before me. Or that action would have been wasted.
What? Oh, that was okay. So it's an 18 to hit, but that avoids an attack. It does it for the entirety of your next turn, right? Until the start of your next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not one of those things where you hit it and then it's taken off.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So this guy runs up, and he starts biting and flicking his tail at you, and you're just like, no.
No.
I don't want to get burned today. Joe, it is now your turn.
All right. Well, Margot is fucked off, so I don't like being bit at by a snake.
It's a sneaky snake.
So hey, fuck it. I'm gonna swing at this snake with my oh god, I gotta remember what all the my sword does. Here we go. Okay. +5. For 15 to hit in the first hit.
A 15 will hit.
So, oh, cool. 10. Oh, wait. No, 15 slashing and 5 cold.
You lob the head off of the snake, and it begins to curl up as it dies.
And then I am just going to cool, I can do that now. Monk shit. Bonus action disengage.
No longer a step of the wind necessary, question mark.
Nope. So it's so weird. So it's patient defense, which if I don't use a key point or a focus point, I can only do a disengage. Last turn I spent a focus point to be able to do disengage and dodge, but I really only cared about the dodge at that point. So I'm going to up the wall again and basically walk across this wall basically to get here. Well, let me ping. Here. So I'm overlooking my water elemental and I can see the rest of the group. I'm hoping. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right. cut off a bit of your vision, but
All right. And then water elemental. Oh, how do I? Is there another snake here? Because I'm seeing what Dro can see, and Dro can't see it at the moment. Okay. Water elemental is just going to use one of his multi attacks to slam the injured snake already. Which, what was that? +7. 21 to hit.
21 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Fine. 13 for the first slam.
All right. You do 13, and you squish the snake into the ground. Steam rises off of it.
Cool.
Throw back there. You can still see. Yeah, you can still see.
Oh, I can't. I already did multi attack. I can't do that. Okay, so second attack on Snake Boy here. The other snake.
Very well. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Natural 20
Natural 20 will hit.
or double. Oh, that sucks. In total with the crit math. Really? 10, 14.
Alrighty. You give a nice little slam onto this snake, just right on top of its head. You see more steam just off of its forehead, but it does not appear to kill this snake.
God, I rolled a 4 and a 1. So bad. There's room for people to get around the ripple elemental, right? Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. He's just gonna basically play a fight with this guy right now. So that'll be his turn.
Alrighty. We continue along with the turns then. As more and more people start getting closer and closer. Haru, it is now your turn.
Lovely. Choices. I think she's going to have to do it. We're just getting surrounded. So she's going to use her bonus action to summon her blade to her hand. And she's going to start hacking and chopping away at these things, knowing that this one does explode. But such is, they've already lost any element of surprise that they might have had in this tower. Oops, that was also her fault, but... Well, that didn't work. What?
$26 will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Nine. It's
9.
7 slashing and 2 poison.
Awesome. You slash at the guy in front of you. The head pops right off, and the body immediately explodes in your face. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, I'm good at these.
That is a 19. Yeah?
Yeah, that is a 19.
Okay. Alrighty. You take 6 fire damage.
Nice.
Burn the barn.
This bounce.
See, it's not that bad. You can melee them.
Yeah, it's just a little it's a little burns. Just
Yeah. They just do tiny bits of damage. These guys are like CR half creatures. You're fine.
Yeah, so you get them in a group and one explodes. Poof, 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 poof.
yeah, a little chain reaction.
What do you mean I just took 200 fire damage? How the fuck did that?
Gosh. That was her first attack. Move up, I guess, and hit this one. I'm thinking that might be the best move. Or, yeah, no, actually, we're just gonna stay right here as a nice little roadblock.
Very well. Well, that completes your turn.
Yeah.
Now we get to have fun with snakes. Yay, snakes. Snakes. I hate snakes.
I just need more of them to get grouped together so I can do something cool. That's perfect.
We're back to one of a few things about horror, aren't we?
I can't even
Oh,
see.
she just summoned a blade out of thin air.
We're talking about the grouping that you so desperately want.
The grouping part? Yeah. Listen, they've got cool things.
Alrighty. Fire elemental. The snake is going to go ahead and make a little bite and a tail with at you. How is a 12 to hit the... Sorry, water elemental.
Nope.
Alrighty. How is an 18 to hit?
Yep.
Coolio.
Is that one of the snakes?
That is
It
one of the
is.
slowed snakes. It can only take an
No.
action or a bonus action, correct?
Yeah. Let me confess.
Regardless of the yeah. On its turn, it can use either an action or a bonus action, not both, regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items. It can't make it can't make more than one melee attack. See,
Yeah, that's
read just
it.
a little bit more. Alrighty, I lied. It didn't
It
attack
does
with
so
the
much. It's fine.
That's
It does so
crazy.
much.
For a third level
Yeah,
spell.
that is a relatively big paragraph for a singular spell. but
Third level spell.
whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great spell.
It
It's
really
so
is.
great. I love it.
I've slowed Morgan numerous times, and all of them were enjoyable.
I got an entire thing. I slow all of them. I have nothing.
Alrighty. I have some fun news for you, Mr. Eye in the Sky. I press buttons. Hold on. How do I... Please hold. How do I do this? Do I press this button? No, I don't press this button. I'm trying to add the 3 people that you can see to initiative.
Okay. You should be able to right-click them, and then there's like a sword and shield icon.
Ah, yes, thank you. Wonderful. I added them. Oh, I see them now. Alrighty. So these three people, or these three flames, now entirely form into flaming, almost fire elemental / humanoid combination.
Freebies.
One would think, but they are named wrong.
What was the
These
comment?
guys. She went fucking Ifritis. One would think, but they have different names. They're just borrowing a little bit from them. And they form into physical humanoid beings that are, yes, flying in the air. We are now at the top of initiative, and it is midnight. So, pretty perfect timing for halfway through the battle. Yeah? Yeah? Unless everyone wants to go, which I know Kiki has a hard stop at midnight, this is where we end session.